Hello and welcome to my channel where step by step we are learning how to be self-aware of the things that we're carrying as adults in our heart so we can be a better version of us every single day. Today we are going to talk about why do people make fun of others? Or we could even take more responsibility and say, do I make fun of others? You know, when people use judgmental words, they're really trying to mock, make fun of others. And sometimes we repeat the behaviors that were shown to us when we were younger. Maybe when we were younger, we were raised by people that would do this in an effort to poorly express themselves and to poorly validate themselves or who they are. And now, since we've learned from those behaviors, now we can ask ourselves, am I making fun of anyone in order to validate myself? Sometimes it's worth second guessing ourselves and to see if we're saying things like this, where we're saying things that are allowing other people to quit trying to be better because we're making fun of them. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, am I judging and criticizing others because in my head, is it because there cannot be two rights? Can I not have my own version of how I would like to see things? And can I respect that the other person is going to have a different view than I and is going to be speaking of their experience and not mine? Can I open myself to that type of thinking? Can I think that my answers may be of an attack on someone? Can I think that maybe someone always has to be smarter than someone else? There can't just be two different types of people. Am I always thinking that someone has to be more beautiful, more uglier? Must I always feel that something has to be more than what it is? Am I finding myself that I'm comparing how well I've done in this world to the other people around me? Forgetting that God made me so unique that no one is comparable to who I am? Let's be clear. Hurt is so deep that sometimes our coping mechanisms can be in place for so long that we don't even realize how much hurt we're causing the other person. We don't understand that we're repeating the same behaviors that we saw when we were young. And sometimes it sucks to live life this way because we can feel it. We lose good friends that are truly people that really loved us, but because they felt that we were not loving to them, they chose to distance from us. Sometimes we have to be putting ourselves to test, to be analyzed by ourselves and say, you know what? Am I a judgmental person? Am I saying things that are hurting other people? Are other people feeling like I'm mocking them, like I'm making fun of them? Am I my best friend in the world? What are the things that I tell myself when I do things that I thought that I could have done better? Am I being kind? Or am I mocking my own self because I cannot give to others what I'm not giving to myself? Paying attention to these things are really going to help us be able to clarify and be totally in coherence of what the values we would like to see in other people and mainly in ourselves. It's going to help us be able to say, you know what? I want to be a person that motivates others, so therefore I'm going to motivate myself. I want to be a person that can help others along, so therefore I'm going to check myself. I'm going to see, what are the words that are coming out of my mouth? Am I mocking people or am I building them? And I'm not saying that we can't, mock someone that we know, that we have trust with, but I am saying that we can only do that with people that know our hearts. If we dare to go ahead and have this behavior with, let's say, a coworker or a colleague of ours, it may be lost in translation because that person only knows what they see in us. And if they're seeing that we're constantly making fun of others, putting them down, they might take it a different way. The best way to be able to rid our hearts out of all this pain and all this hurt and all this poor way of coping and poor way of validating ourselves, because at the end of the day, we know that if we're making fun of others, it's because we ourselves are looking for validations of ourselves. And that's only something that we can give ourselves, that God could give us. So let's surrender. Surrender this ugliness to God. Surrender this mockingness, this making fun of, this intimidating feelings. We could even think about the moments that we felt intimidated by others. Are we acting out of that same pain? Are we repeating what we don't like to see other people do to us? Do you dare to surrender this and give it to God and ask Him to examine our hearts so that we can be the true beauty of the person that God put in our hearts?